So we all realize that Nick Saban is a master tactician. And with Alabama set to play Mercer in week 2, it was interesting hearing Nick Saban go to the podium yesterday and giving us our first Saban rant of the season. And I don't know about y'all, but that's exactly how I know that football has officially returned. But yesterday, Nick Saban invoked rat poison, something we've got to talk about because Saban doesn't speak without a message and we need to get to the bottom of it. But before we do, as always, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Were you surprised by Saban's press conference yesterday? And let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed that content, be sure to like and comment down below because those interactions are massive to content creators such as myself and getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But with all that being said, let's just jump straight into this because it was really interesting hearing Nick Saban levy this rant yesterday this early on in the season because he pointed out that a few years ago he did a very similar rant after the A&M game. But after week 1, we got Nick Saban fiery on the podium, which is very interesting for a few different reasons. First and foremost, I have no idea what's gone on in practice, but something ticked Nick Saban off and it was very obvious. Saban is a master tactician, as I said in the intro. This is an individual that does not speak without cause. Anytime Saban opens his mouth, there is a definite message. And it's interesting trying to get to the bottom of that message. But from the outside looking in, when Nick Saban is talking about how they need to do things the right way and the rat poison, to me, this is an understanding of Saban realizes how special this team could be. Saban understands that this is a young unit, and this is a unit that has a ton of upside, but the onus is on them. It is up to them to go out there and do the right thing every day because, like I said in the video yesterday, if you can't do the easy things right, how are you going to be expected to do the things right when it gets hard? That's something that has always stuck with me. It's something I was always told, and really I think that's something Nick Saban is saying. Saban went on to say that they only played a half of football against Miami, so he obviously wasn't pleased with the second half effort and even gave the score, saying that in the first half we went up 27-0 and in the second half it was a 17-16 ball game and they got 2 stops inside the 5-yard line. So it's very interesting hearing Saban talk about how he views the game and how he views these teaching moments. Because Saban does not speak without cause. We've learned that at this point. This is an individual that in these rants, there are messages to the team. And this is an individual who is outwardly talking to his team. The recipient of the message might be the media, but the true recipient of Saban's messages are the Crimson Tide football team. We just happen to be the benefactors of the individuals who get to watch it. But this is a message that is for the team. Let's make no mistake about it. Because Nick Saban understands what it takes to win. I mean, he's had so much success in college football with so many different teams. This is almost a call to the team, a challenge to the team, if you will. Because Nick Saban is not one of those coaches that overlooks their opponent. Nick Saban is a coach that comes out with the same intensity no matter who you're playing, and that is why Alabama has the championship culture that they have. It's not a team that is going to overlook teams because Saban is not going to allow that to happen. And at the slightest indication that that could happen, we get a rat poison rant. This is very interesting. And I personally think it's a good thing. The reason I think it's a good thing is I would much rather have this rant come out against Mercer and this early on in the season where Saban is issuing this challenge to his team about doing things the right way, showing leadership, and showing a collective togetherness in how you do things. Because remember, Nick Saban is very approach-oriented. He doesn't care about the end goal. In Saban's eyes, as long as you do the right thing every single day, the end goal will take care of itself because you're prepared, you've done the right thing, and then it's all up to what it is you've been practicing. That's Saban's mindset. So hearing this week 2, in my opinion, is a net positive for the Crimson Tide football team. I'd certainly rather hear it this early so that the challenge can be issued and accepted rather than it being issued later on into the season and then it might be too late. But this is still an early season. Only one football game has been played for the Crimson Tide. And according to Saban, he thought they only looked good for a half, which is a really scary indication of how good he thinks this Alabama team is. Because if Saban did not think this team was very good, let's be perfectly honest, he would not have levied that rant. He would have saved his breath. Saban is giving this rant because he knows this team has something. He knows this team can do great things, but it's up to them. At the end of the day, it's up to them to be able to do it. It's up to them to hold themselves accountable, and it's up to them to establish the leadership, and that leadership makes sure that everybody is falling in line with what it is Alabama is about. They say trust the process. And this is part of the process for Nick Saban, the day-by-day grind that they ask of the players in order for them to be prepared. Now, ultimately, it was really intriguing not only listening to Saban talk about how leadership in some players is stepping up, but other players feel like if they practice too hard, that they won't be able to play as well on Saturday. And ultimately, one thing that did kind of crack me up was when Saban said, but we'll correct that in them. This is a master tactician through and through. You know, we talk about Nick Saban, the schemer, and he is a brilliant defensive mind, but he is a brilliant CEO. He is a brilliant psychologist. This is an individual that has a deep understanding of what it takes to be successful, and he's giving you the blueprint. It's just all about whether or not you want to listen to it. I know that the instant reaction can be, oh, there's this crabby guy saying this, that, and the other. If you listen to what he's saying, the message is salient. He's giving you the blueprint in being successful. And as my light is trying to indicate, that's about a wrap for this one. I am so interested in hearing from y'all. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you think about our first rat poison rant from Nick Saban of the 2021 season. That's it. See ya.